Hello there, Veena here from digitalaccesspass.com, and in this video I'll show you some of the things that you need to take care of when you move your website from one web host to another. Otherwise you'll end up with 500 errors or database errors and stuff like that. So let's take a look at some of the things you can do to make sure that the migration is smooth and you do not end up with unexpected errors after the move. So number one, PHP version. Now currently tab does not work with PHP 7.2 or above, but this is going to change soon. So maybe in a month or two from now, this is going to change. If you are not sure about this, be sure to contact us and we'll let you know the version that's safe and the version that will work fine with tab. So the next thing you need to do is make sure that my SQL Strict Mode is disabled, is turned off in your new database. So if you want to see if it is turned on or off, the easiest way to do this is log into your web hosting cPanel, click on phpMyAdmin to log into your database. So when you land on the phpMyAdmin page, don't click on any of the databases that you see here, but at the top, click on variables. So this applies to all the databases. Here, type in the word strict and you will see here it says strict mode off. So you can edit the setting, and if it's turned on, you can turn it off like this. So do this before you move your DAP tables from your old web host to the new. Make sure that this is turned off. Now, if you're moving to a shared web hosting platform, you'll probably not be able to do this because they will not allow you to change this setting since it will affect other domains that are sharing the same server as yours. But you can do this if you are on VPS hosting or dedicated hosting. You'll be able to log in, find the variables and turn it off. But if you are moving to a shared web hosting platform and if you are running into errors related to strict mode being enabled, then just open a support ticket with us and we will apply a solution that will work even if the strict mode is enabled. All right, so number 3, this is very important. You will have to edit your DAP config file after you move your files to the new server and make sure that the database credentials in your dap-config.php file, it's correct and it points to your new database. Because when you move your DAP folder from your old web host to the new, this file will get copied over from your old server to the new. And by default, this is going to be pointing to your old database, to your old server. So make sure to update the database credentials in this file after you move it to the new server. It needs to point to the new database credentials, to the new server. So let me show you how you can do this. So this is my web hosting cPanel, and you can do this using FileZilla or any other FTP clients, or you can do this using File Manager on your web hosting cPanel. So here I'm going to click on File Manager. I'm going to look for the DAP folder. DAP folder is going to be at the root of your website. And then look for dap-config.php file and then you can right click, edit. So here database name, database username and password, all the 3 needs to be updated so it points to the new server. So if you're not sure what it should be set to, the easiest way to find this is go back to your file manager and now look for wp config file. Wherever is your WordPress installation, that's where you will find your wp-config.php file and then edit that file. So this is all on your new web host. This is not on the old web host because you're looking for the database credentials on your new server. Look for db name, db username, and db password in the wp-config.php file. Copy the values of these 3 and then go back to your DAP config file and insert it here. So the database name, username, password, all the 3 have to match. And the host name as well. Make sure that whatever you see here in your wp-config.php file for db_host, copy this. It's localhost here, so you probably don't have to change anything. But if it is something else, copy this, go back to your DAP config file and enter that here. And another thing to look for is site_url_dap. This should have the domain name where you have the DAP installation. So if it's a domain name change, then make sure that you edit the DAP config file and the site URL_dap parameter in that file, it should point to the right domain name. So if you don't make this update and you try to activate DAP live links, you will end up with all sorts of database errors, which is why it's very important that you make this update first before you activate the DAP live links plugin in your WordPress admin plugins after you move to your new web host. So do not activate DAP until you have made this update to the DAP config file. And another thing that you need to look for is triggers. So sometimes what happens is when you move your website from one web host to another, the triggers get copied over, but it will still be pointing to the old database, to the old web host. So let me show you how you can find and delete the triggers, how you can drop the triggers. So this is phpMyAdmin, and here find your database first. So say that this is the database. Now once you click on the database, at the top look for triggers, and you will find these two triggers, DAP config update and after DAP users update. So if you're having problems after moving your website, usually the trigger issue will be when you are activating live links and you will see a 500 error. So if you're seeing that, one thing you can try is go to the triggers tab of your database, of the new database in your phpMyAdmin, and just drop the two triggers that you see here. It will not cause any problems if you drop these triggers. So click on drop or click on drop here to drop these two triggers, and then see if the problem gets resolved. And in spite of doing all of the things that I mentioned in this video, if you continue to have problems after your website migration, then open a support ticket and we'll take it from there. I hope this was helpful, and for more tips like this, visit membershipsitelab.com/blog. That's my blog, and I have been blogging more often, so you will find all the latest news and updates in my blog. All right, so visit membershipsitelab.com/blog, and if you have any questions, please do let me know. My name is Veena Prashant. Thanks for watching.